What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast. And today we're going to be taking a look at this 1/500 scale British Airways Boeing 757-200 by Herpa. Now, this is Herpa catalog number 503662. And if we take a look at the back of the box, you can see that it has a wingspan of 38.1 meters, a length of 47.3 meters, and a height of 13.6 meters. Now, the box looks pretty banged up because this is a 30-year-old model. But still, you can see that in this picture here, for example, we have an image of the model instead of the real plane. Sometimes Herpa used to put pictures of the real plane and sometimes of the model, and this one, of course, bears the old British Airways Landor livery. So, let's get unboxing. Here's my pick to open this. Now, I bought this plane for roughly €8.50. And let's get this open here. And here it is. A British Airways Boeing 757-200 that will take a closer look at our airport. So this is the second version that Herpa released, and it is a 1996 release. The first one was from 1995 and had weirder looking cockpit windows. From what I managed to find online, they never made a new generation British Airways 757. So if you want a BA 757, you'll have to live with the old landing gear. The 757 is the sleek, narrow-body, twin-engine successor of the 727 trijet from the 1960s. However, it came out in the 1980s, during a time when twin-aisle wide-bodies were becoming increasingly popular and the preferred method of medium to long-haul flights, while short hauls were dominated by the 737. Anyhow, let's take a closer look at the model. Now, this plane is in the Landor livery, which British Airways started using in 1985 until it was replaced in 1997 by a series of different artworks on the tail fin until they stuck with a wavy Union Jack for their entire fleet. So as always, we'll start off by taking a look at the L1 door, and you can see that there is some detail there, like the small window and the door lock. And then we have the British Airways titles, and, of course, the window line, followed by the L2 door, the two overwing emergency exit doors, and, of course, back here, the L3 door. Now, one thing that this Landor livery is known for is for the red cheat line that runs underneath the window line, and this line is actually called the Speed Wing, named after the Speed Bird, which used to be the old BOAC logo, a stylized bird that almost looked like an arrow, and which got incorporated into the line. But as we now move back and check out the tail section, you can see that the vertical stabilizer has not only elements of the Union Jack, but also the Queen's Royal Crest, and this looks pretty cool. You can also see this clear line here, which is the rudder extending as a movable part of the vertical stabilizer. And now as we check out the horizontal stabilizers, there's not much detail there, but it is kept in the same off-white color as the top half of the fuselage. And now if we take a closer look at the wings, there's again not much details here. You can see a little bit of the flaps, the air brakes, ailerons and all that, but in the color that they're in and the fact that they don't have much shading means that they're barely visible. The engines under the wing are Rolls-Royce RB211s with the Rolls-Royce logos on them, They've got silver leading edges, and you can also see that we have fan blade detailings inside them. So that's pretty cool. And taking a look at the front of the aircraft, you can see the cockpit windows are painted in black instead of dark gray. And they look alright, although they don't have any silver cockpit window frames. You can also see from the front that it is a narrow body without the twin aisles of wide bodies. This being an old-gen Herpa, the wheels are big and clunky. However, if we take a look at the bottom of the plane, you can see that it says Herpa in the middle, some underwing detail in the form of these trailing edge fairings, although again the paint is a bit too thick. Now, the Boeing 757s remained in service with British Airways for almost 30 years, from 1983 until the last one flew in 2010. These days, their narrow-body fleet only consists of A320s and their variants. Truly the end of an era. And finally, we have a comparison to another narrow-body from the past, this being the 1960s British Airways Vickers Super VC-10, which used to take passengers across the Atlantic before the Boeing 747 came out in the 1970s. Both of them are narrow bodies, so you can see that the 757 does have some resemblances, although of course it had the more efficient twin engine instead of the quad-mounted engines at the tail. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the 1/500 scale Boeing 757-200 by British Airways in the vintage Landor livery. And if you're interested in more 757s or perhaps some other planes, make sure to check out my other plane reviews right here. Take care, have a wonderful day. This is Imperial Diecast, signing out.